Hey, this is Gina. Oh, what happened? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't know what just happened, but something happened. This is... Ugh. Well, hello, Derek. I don't know what's going on. It's telling me to do stuff. I don't know what it's telling me to do, but thank you for joining us. Me? Okay, there we go. Apparently, for some reason, next, I got a whole... They changed something, and I have a whole list of things I have to do real quick. There we go. Hello. Oh, I see a couple people started. I can't pronounce Renechevink. Hi. If you are joining me on Instagram, I can answer you. I can see the comments. If you're joining me on another channel, you could try. I'm not sure my commenting. I did a refresh of my history, and now I can't get into the commenting feature in the other ones. This is Now What with Gina, and I talk here about recovery from alcohol and substance use. I offer tips, answer questions, and say stupid shit I always regret. So welcome to the show. I guess it's a show. I've missed out on a couple weeks because I've had some things going on, but I'm back and actually trying to make these shorter, because I've done them for like an hour for the past couple months, and that's just a little too long. Not for me. I can get talking, and then that's it. But today I'm going to try and be a little bit shorter with it, and give you a few tips, few things that maybe can help you out. Today I want to talk about depression a little bit, and I'm going to tell you what happened to me this morning, where this topic came on. This morning, I was helping my mom, and because I go on Wednesdays and Thursdays, Wednesday night to Thursday, and I give my mom a little help, and she's been wanting some yard work done. And so I jumped on the front porch and started doing the yard work. And when I got out in the sun for a minute, because the porch is all covered, and I got out in the sun for a minute, and I don't know, there was like this sense of euphoria that was so awesome. After the past couple months, I've been really depressed. And in fact, I decided Tuesday to go shopping, and I found myself in the little boys department crying because shopping is not really good therapy for me. I get a little anxiety, don't like to spend money. And so, and the past 3 or 4 months have been that way for me. And there's a very good reason. I usually get depressed starting the fall months and hold it out to March 1st, almost always March 1st, around March 1st. Part of that is the holidays depress me. And part of that is what's called seasonal affective disorder, or S.A.D. And I deal with that every year. And my son has dealt with that a lot more than that. I'll talk to you about that in a second. But that's what we're talking about today. And I'm talking about it in terms of recovery, because I've gotten a lot of people I've talked to that are really depressed this time of year. Really struggling. I'm looking to see if anyone's checking in on the other channels. But really struggling, and when you start feeling that depression and don't know how to deal with it, which is sometimes the case, you kind of want to drink. And but it may not be an alcohol related thing. So anyways, my son struggled with S.A.D, and I don't know that he was. We know he had some drug issues. We don't know that it was a full-on addiction. I know he experimented with some drugs in order to relieve himself of his depression. And every year, by February, we didn't notice too much before that, but by February, he was at the tail end of his ability to handle his depression. And this is how I know about S.A.D, partly because I've struggled with it, but I learned more about it when he struggled with it. The first year, it was a real problem. He, in February, admitted himself into a hospital for depression and suicidal tendencies. And he did that in February. I think there was a year in between that. I was drinking, so I have to be honest with you. I wasn't fully in it. But there was a year in between that where we saw some signs of depression, but it wasn't as desperate as it was. And then the following year, which was February 6th, 2018, my son couldn't handle it and committed suicide that year. And he'd always had depression, but it just got worse in February. So I suspected he struggled with SAD, or seasonal affective disorder, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. And again, this has nothing to do with sobriety and recovery, except it could have everything to do with it. It depends if you suffer from it or struggle with it and how you handle it. And learning some of this stuff may help you handle it better, which is why I'm talking about it. So anyways, if you are newly sober and you spent these past few months wondering why, I mean, I'm sober, I should be feeling better by now. No, not necessarily. It takes you a while to get your head out of the sadness, to clear your head, to, to start looking at the world in a positive way. So it could be an effect of being, without alcohol and part of the recovery. If you add on to that seasonal affective disorder, it makes it very difficult. And again, like I said, I spoke with someone, actually I spoke with her just the other day, and she's still struggling with depression. And so I got good news. You may be time to come out of it. Anyways, so I got some notes here. If you see me looking over, I'm looking over at notes, and I'm also looking over at another screen to see if anyone's commenting, but I don't think that commenting is on. I apologize if you're on another source. Instagram, I get to see comments. If you're on another place, another source, I may not be seeing any, and I apologize. Go ahead and leave a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as the video is over. I do check them right after. Anyway, so SAD, seasonal affective disorder. What happens starting in the fall, daylight savings, is, of course, you know this, we lose some sunlight. We get a lot less light in the day. December 21st. I know this because it's my daughter's birthday. December 21st is the shortest day of the year. And I hadn't thought about how many hours of daylight we get, but it's also going to depend on where you're at. If you're up in the north, you're going to get a lot less light during that time of year, simply because, the sun, I don't know, goes down earlier. But I don't know how many we get in this area. I've not done the math. I'll do that at another time because I'm curious to see how many hours of daylight I get in December. Anyways, it's the shortest day of the year, and then after that day, it starts picking up. But you've already gotten several months of this declining light, and then you got several months after that with not enough light, and then June 21st is the longest day of the year. And for me, I love it. I love the summer. I actually look forward to March 1st because I know when that's going to start to hit, and I start getting more sun. And that's what happened to me this morning. I got the sun and was doing the yard work, got the sun, and I just stopped, looked up, closed my eyes, pointed my face towards the sun. And I felt this just wonderful feeling, this light and this lightness in me, like a lot had lifted, and it feels good. And I've decided to do a little more yard work. I can't wait to get back to Mom's house next week so I can do some more. But when we have those short days and daylight savings, and we just had a switch back spring forward, so daylight savings, this actually is going to affect it. My past couple of weeks, the depression has been heavy, and I've known exactly why that's been heavy. But when we have these shifts in the light and the shifts in the time, our circadian rhythm, which is our sleep awake rhythm, gets messed up, and we get less sunlight. When we lose that hour, we go to sleep earlier, but we have to get up earlier, and it just all shifts around, and that creates this depression. And like I said, the last couple of weeks I've really been struggling with that, and I had a really bad time, and I knew what it was. I've lost an hour, and I haven't adjusted my sleep. So that messes with our ability to sleep and how much we sleep and the circadian rhythm. The other thing is that when we get less light, we get less serotonin. Our serotonin levels drop, and serotonin is the chemicals that affect the mood. More serotonin means happier mood, more positivity. And the reduced sunlight can cause that drop in serotonin and trigger depression in a lot of people. Our melatonin levels also drop, and the melatonin levels, and they get messed with, with the time changes, but the melatonin levels is what helps us to sleep. The more melatonin we have in us, the more likely we are able to sleep. And so that can, your change in seasons can disrupt that quite a bit. The other thing that we've found is that our vitamin D levels drop with less sunlight. Vitamin D, let me look in here. I got notes on vitamin D. Vitamin D has been shown to increase improve your mood levels. And based on what I was studying with this, and again, not incredible. I'm not a doctor, so I can see what's wrong and look for help and get answers that way. But the vitamin D levels, we don't actually get a whole lot from the sun, but we get enough that it helps. And we absorb that through our skin. We get it through foods, supplements if we take them, milk, obviously. I think it's obviously, I don't know. But those vitamin D levels shift. And when they're lowered, you are also going to have a change in your mood. And this all happens with the lowered sun levels. So studies have shown that the adjustments of this, if you can increase your serotonin levels, increase your melatonin levels, increase your vitamin D, you're going to have a much better time handling your depression or getting out of the depression. And guess what? It's getting summer. Summer's coming. I can't wait. I cannot wait for summer to come. So for some of us, this is about to end, at least lighten up. I don't know that it'll fully end, but I know that with the summer coming, it's going to be so much better than it has been in the past. And I'm looking forward to this. What can you do if this seems to be a problem for you? If you think you have seasonal affective disorder, how do you know if you have seasonal affective disorder? Hold on, I'm dehydrating here. Well, one of the ways to know is to pay attention to your moods. I mean, you can grab a calendar and just put a little happy face on every day that you're in a good mood. And yes, you'll have to do this for a long time because you want a couple of years to determine whether or not it's seasonal affective disorder or just, things happen during these lower months. For some of you, it may be just being the holidays happen. For me, I thought it was the holidays, and then I realized it wasn't. I just get depressed. In fact, if I look back in my past, anytime I had gone to the doctor for depression to get medications for depression, it's always been, in the winter, in the fall months or the later months. Hello, Inger 1677. How are you? This is Gina with Now Sober, and I am talking about seasonal affective disorder. I am talking about recovery, and I am talking about how to get out of it a little bit. Because the summer is coming, spring is coming. I don't know when spring starts, but I do know that the shortest day of the year is December 21st, and things start to get better, at least for me, around March. And part of it's the area I'm in. I'm in Lower Alabama, so yeah, it's a little warmer. It's a little more summery. In fact, we get about 3 months of cold here. The warm months. What I heard was, when I first moved here, I heard that October was the traditional wedding month here because that is the most reliable weather, and it's warm but not too hot. So anyways, if you suffer from seasonal affective disorder, depression, there are 3 things that you can do that I know of. There might be more. In fact, there's probably a little bit more. I'm going to give you 4, actually. I got one more in my mind. One is you can get some light therapy. And I had my son do this, and he didn't do it. I don't think he did it long enough to make it help. I've done this in the past. In fact, yeah, I've tanned in the tanning booth. Not sure that whether or not that's going to work, if that's the right kind of light, but I tried to do it anyways. So anyways, light therapy. You can purchase a lamp with the right kind of bulb that'll give you the right kind of light to help with seasonal affective disorder. As you know, there are different kinds of lights. There's blue lights and there's, red light. That's not right. There's different kind of lights, and some the certain kind will help with seasonal affective disorder. You get yourself a light lamp. and put the right light in there. You can order it on Amazon. I think my son ordered his on Amazon, and they're not real expensive. $40 will get you one. I think you can even get it for as little as 20. But 79, and I haven't looked in a while, but 79 a few years ago would get you a pretty good light lamp. So you can do that, and all it takes is 20 minutes in front of the light. If you're still in school and doing homework, turn that light on for about 20 minutes while you do some computer work or studying or whatever. If you are, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it before bed, because that light, that kind of light, is likely to keep you awake longer and mess with your melatonin levels and your circadian rhythm, so that you don't get to sleep. But in the morning, as you're getting up, if you want to read in the morning in bed, or just I don't know, read on the porch. Although if you're on the porch, you might be getting some sunlight, some natural sunlight, but just sit in front of that light for 20, maybe 30 minutes at the most. I was told 20 minutes is enough. So, and that'll give you the light that you need to help out with that seasonal depression, seasonal affective disorder. I've said it so many times I don't remember how to say it right. S.A.D. The second suggestion I have is for psychotherapy. I've never done it for seasonal affective disorder. There we go. That's the word. I've never done it for that, but I have done it for for just depression in general. The third thing, and this is my favorite one, is hang out in the sun. Just 20 minutes in the sun. Remember, you do want to protect yourself from the wrong kind of rays. So put on the sunscreen, monitor your time out in the sun. You don't need to spend all day there. Just go out and sit in the sun for 20 minutes in the morning when you're having your coffee. Instead of having coffee at the kitchen table, have the coffee out on the porch, or, in the, and on the lawn. If you've got the, little table, read your book, do your meditation, write in your journal, whatever you want to do for that 20 minutes. In the morning, midday, if it's not too hot, sit out in the sun and collect some of that vitamin D, that natural sunlight, and increase those serotonin levels, increase the melatonin levels, and just enjoy it. Relax, and it's a great time to meditate. The fourth thing that you can do to help with seasonal affective disorder is to increase your vitamin D levels. Whether it's actually, I forgot to take it. I do take vitamin D, because my vitamin D levels are low anyways. I have mine prescribed by the doctor, and I only have to take it once a week. I don't have to take it on a daily basis. But take that vitamin D, drink more milk if you can, or if you want to, eat the right foods that have the vitamin D in it. I hadn't thought to do some research on that, so I can't really suggest which foods to do, but Google it. You'll find plenty of stuff. I want to say avocado was on that list, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I think it is, though. We'll have to check when I'm done. And anyways, those four things, trying those four things could help you. A couple of those four things, a combination could help you with it. Here's what I know. I know summer is coming, and I will be spending time taking walks outside. I get a little more active. We're here in hurricanes area, and it rains. It can rain every single day of the year, so it rains quite a bit. In fact, we're right across the bay from Mobile, and Mobile is the wettest city in the country. It's crazy. I didn't know that. And they get the most rain. We get rain almost every single day sometimes. Enjoy the sun. I guess that's really what I want to say. Enjoy the sun. And again, if you're struggling with sobriety and you're thinking, but I'm sober, I'm supposed to be happy, I'm supposed to, that's not entirely true. It may take a while. If you got sober in fall, you are dealing with two things. You're dealing with the being newly sober, the depletion of the alcohol, and the craziness that's going on in the head, and the sadness because you can't drink the pain away. So you're dealing with that, but you may also be dealing with the seasonal affective disorder, and be patient, stick it out, because it does get better. Whether it's one or the other or both, it will get better. Good Lord, it got so much better for me once I had a little bit of time on me. And I guess I'm looking at the time. I'm guessing that that's all I want to say today. In fact, I think I'm kind of rambling at this point. because yeah, that was about all I had for you. Anyways, I guess that's it. Um, just remember this: you are worthy. You are enough. You are right here, right now, right where you are. And I will see you next week. All right, thanks, and we will talk to you later. Bye.